What's going on, YouTube familia? Welcome back to episode 4 of Business and Life Real Talk. Today, we're going to cover direction. And yes, we're talking about direction in business, direction as an entrepreneur, direction as a business owner, direction as a person with a business opportunity, or direction in your career field, right? So, our subtopics are going to be why it's needed and why it's important, right? More importantly, what is your why? And our focus today is going to be on your direction. If you don't know who I am, my name is Les Parham. I'm the CEO of Parham Marketing Solutions, PMS LLC. We are the foremost digital marketing firm in the great Lone Star State of Texas. Here today to talk to you about direction. And again, this is episode 4. Now, if you haven't seen episode 3, we covered ambition, right? Same playlist. So the playlist is a Business Life Real Talk. Episode 3, we talked about ambition. We covered dream big and don't forget the hard work. And we also covered why it's important for a business owner and an entrepreneur to have ambition, right? So today we're going to talk about direction, and I'm super excited about this because this is the thing that keeps you in. Better yet, let me rephrase that. I'm super excited about this because this is the thing that puts you in business. Okay. This is the thing that keeps you in business. Direction is the thing that calls you to what you want to do for your business, for a business, right? This is the thing that little voice you hear in the back of your head. This is that sound that won't let you go to sleep because you're constantly thinking about your business, right? That's what this is. And so when we talk about it, and again, for those of you who don't know, this entire thread was designed specifically for entrepreneurs, business owners, small, medium, large, nonprofit, startups. It doesn't matter. Welcome to Peace Corner, right? You are at Peace Corner 433 is our YouTube handle. And we are YouTube's foremost business education channel where we teach digital marketing to anybody who wants to learn it, but specifically to entrepreneurs and business owners. Now, this is a thread that we call Business and Life Real Talk. And what we do here is we cover topics that business owners, that entrepreneurs, that anybody who has a business opportunity, they need to hear, right? So this is something that I wish that I had when I was coming up, before I got my own company, before I got into business for myself, before we were successful, all that good stuff. So that's the purpose behind this. And again, today we're going to talk about direction, right? So before we get to direction, right, let's talk about your why. So I've asked this question so many times to our customers, to our clients. You'd be surprised the different answers that I hear. But what I will tell you is this. Your why is very, very important in business because, like many things in life, it's never going to be easy, right? You will have hiccups. You're going to trip. You're going to fall. Sometimes you might fall and roll down a daggone hill, right? And, you know, not everything is going to come together the way you want initially when you first start, okay? And then so your why is the reason that you stay in your business, right? So maybe your why is you want to change the world, make it a better place, right? Maybe your why is you want to help a certain specific group of people. Maybe your why is you want to help your community where you grew up at, or you want to help an impoverished area. Maybe your why is, something that you saw or something that you experienced that you didn't like. So you're in the business for yourself now because you feel like you can make a change. Right. And those are all good reasons. But what I'm here to tell you today, YouTube familia, is your why has to be so strong. I'm talking about diamond rock hard. Your why has to be so strong that when the business starts to beat you down, When your competitors start to win, when your customers are not coming to you, when nobody's walking through that door, right? Your why has to be that strong to keep you going. And that is the whole purpose of this playlist, because with Business and Life Real Talk, we're talking to specifically entrepreneurs and business owners who need that motivation to keep going, right? Because it's a grind. It's a grind, right? It's like, depending upon what your business is, right? Business can be very interesting from time to time, especially when you first start. It's a knife fight. It's a knife fight, flat out, right? And anybody who understands what I'm talking about knows that nobody is going to come away from a knife fight without getting cut some way, shape, or form. So what your why does is, your why is what keeps you in the game. It keeps you focused, right? Why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you want to make a better life for your family? That's a good why. Are you doing this for your partner? Maybe for your spouse? Are you doing this for your children? Right? Why are you in business for yourself? I strongly suggest, if you don't know your why, then you get a mirror and you take a very hard look at yourself and you figure out your why. Like, what is driving you? What is motivating you to stay in business? What is forcing you to get out of the bed? That's what your why is. So take a little bit of time and think about why that's actually important in your business. Because again, I will tell you, times will get hard and your why will keep you focused and will keep you staying on the proper path, staying on the right path, and staying in the fight, because that's what it is, right? So now that we've covered the why, let's talk about your direction, right? Your direction. And again, y'all, this is episode 4. If you haven't seen episodes 1, 2, or 3, check those out. This is not made to be a long talk. It's not a TED talk, right? All I want to do is I want to give you a little bit of motivation before your business day starts, or a little bit of motivation after your business day starts. You know, just give you that little oomph, right? So, okay, direction, right? Direction. So direction, think of direction like this. Direction is what allows you, along with your why, to continue on the path that you're on, right? So your why will get you out of bed in the morning, but the direction will keep you at work as long as you need to be, until your task for that day or for that week or for that month have been accomplished, right? Direction is, for my business owners out there, direction is a portion. So your business should have a mission statement, right? Should have a mission. Whatever your business is, you should have a mission. Within that mission, there should be a mission statement, right? Within either the mission or the mission statement should be the owner's vision, right? Your vision is a portion of your direction. And a reason why that's so important is because if the owner of a company doesn't have direction, his or her employees, they never will. Think about what I'm saying. If the owner of a company doesn't have direction, your customers, your clients, your clientele, they won't know what they're looking at, right? If your business or your company doesn't have direction, you might as well be in a ship without a captain or a car without somebody driving, right? No, I'm not talking about Tesla FSD, but what I am talking about is the direction is what keeps your company on path, what keeps your company on the straight and narrow, right? And then on top of that, and we've talked about vision before. So if you look through the channel, you'll see where I talked about vision. But on top of that, your why, your direction, and your vision is one of the most important things three of the most important things that you need to have as a business owner. Because again, this is the driving force that'll compel you, that will keep you moving forward through rough times, right? So, truthfully and wholeheartedly think about number one, what is your why? And then number two, think about the direction of where your company is, right? So maybe you don't like, where your company is going. Well, okay, then that's a problem with the direction. If you are the owner, then it's up to you to steer that ship in the proper way. That's how this works, right? Maybe you don't like, maybe you're just coming to work. Your employees are just coming to work, and it seems like they're just kind of going through the motions, and nothing really gets accomplished, or stuff gets accomplished, but it's subpar. Well, then that's a problem with your why, right? That's a problem with your why. And everything that we talk about in business and life, real talk, it's infectious, right? So for the owner of the company, you have to have a strong why, right? If you have a strong why, people will see that who work for you, your employees, your partners, right? And it'll bleed down to them. You'll infect them within the ranks, right? And the same thing goes with direction. Your direction. So one thing that I can tell you as a business owner is you have to be solid on where you want that company to go. And here's the crazy part. Depending upon what your vision is, you might be the only one who sees it. That's the scary part, right? You literally might be the only one who sees it. None of your friends might not see it. Your family definitely won't see it. Maybe your significant other, your partner won't even see it, right? But if you got that fire in you, you got that burning, right? You know that you want to do something more. You know that you want to get in business for whatever reason. That's your why. That'll get you out of the bed in the morning, right? And then when you go to work, be productive throughout your day. And that is the direction. You see what I'm saying? How you steer the ship, how you drive the car, how you fly that plane, right? That's all up to you. That's all up to you, right? In the military, they used to have a saying, there are no bad crews, only bad leaders. And, I kind of agree with that. Probably 90, maybe 85, 90%, maybe 10, 15%. It's kind of like, I'm either I'm either 90 10, 85 15, right? Because I wholeheartedly believe that if the business owner is a true leader, then that person can turn around that crew. And it works the same way in business, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, I say we because I say we a lot, right? But we are part of a digital marketing and advertisement firm. And one of the things that we also do for our clients is we also help failing businesses, right? And a lot of times when we get those assignments, we see a lot of, personally from my level, I see a lot of loss of direction and a lot of loss of the why, right? And I cannot stress this enough. I cannot tell you this enough, right? Business is 100% right here. It's 100% right here, right? It's 100% right here. Okay. whatever your marketplace is, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever your niche is, it doesn't matter. Whatever your business is, right? If you see a hole in that business and you know a way that you can fill it, and you know how to do that better than anybody else, then you have what we call a leg up in the competition, right? That's how it works. So you take that leg up and you have to add these things that we're talking about in our business and life real talks, right? So this playlist should be on repeat, either as you're going to work, as you're coming back home from work, hell, during lunch, whatever the case may be, right? Just to get your mind right. That's the whole purpose behind this. Okay. And so now that you have a leg up on the competition, right, you got to figure out, okay, so now what's my why? Why am I getting into business? Right. And not because I want to make money. That's, it's never going to work. I cannot stress this enough, right? Money is a byproduct of success. You have to be successful first before you try and make money. That's how this goes, right? So your why has to be strong enough to get you past that point, right? And then when you have that rock solid, that diamond solid why, the next question is, okay, how are you going to lead this company? How are you going to do it? How are you going to lead these employees? How are you going to guide these customers? Right? That is what I'm talking about. That is the direction for which you want to steer your business, right? Maybe you want to move over to this sector. Maybe you want to move over to this sector. Maybe you want to target a specific demographic. Maybe you want to target a specific location. Maybe you want multiple locations in certain regions, in certain areas. Okay, why? Right? Why do you want that? And I don't mean why as in, what is your why? I mean why as in for your direction, right? For your business, what's making you specifically pick that? Does that make sense? What's making you specifically pick that, right? So if I am an accountant, right? And say I open an accounting firm. Okay, well, whatever my why is, the direction that I'm probably going to want to push that company is to other companies who can utilize my service. So now we're talking B2B, right? Business to business interactions. Okay, so how do you go about doing that, right? Especially if they need that type of help, right? Maybe you're a software engineer. Okay, well, what companies are either A, need software engineers, or B, what companies are starting up that have a crazy prototype, right? That's where you want to kind of drive some of these things, right? So when we're talking direction, you want to be thinking about what we always tell our clients is this. Okay, what is your immediate plan? Immediate being right now, right? What's your 3-year plan? Anything from right now, like today, this very day, to 3 years from now, 3 months, which is 90 days, right? What's your 6-month plan, your 9-month plan, your 1-year plan, and then your 5-year plan? And so that is typically kind of how we guide the businesses who come to us who need that level of help. And I can tell you unequivocally, probably 85% of those is because the owner or the execs, they've lost their direction and they've lost their why. And they're just going through the motions. They don't really understand why. Nobody really cares. Next thing you know, crash, and now we're starting to burn, right? So again, Business and Life Real Talk, episode 4. Today we're talking about direction. We've already talked about what direction is. We talked about why it's needed and why it's important. And then we talked about what is your why. And so what this YouTube playlist is designed for, again, it's designed to keep you in the game, to keep you in the fight, right? Certain people are not going to understand what you're going through, probably because you're, maybe the only business owner in your family, or maybe, there's 2 or 3 of y'all, right? Maybe you're the only business owner within your friend group. Okay. Or maybe there's 2 or 3 of y'all, right? This playlist is designed for you. We understand where you're at because I've been there before personally. And this playlist is something that I wish that I had when I was still trying to come up, when I was still trying to learn, when I was still trying to get after it. And of course, we are all still learning every single day. Don't make that mistake, right? I am learning something new every single day. We are all still learning something new every single day, right? But the purpose behind Business and Life Real Talk is to give you that extra little push just to make your day that much easier, just to speak this good word into your ear, right? So if you take nothing else from this episode, what I will tell you is this: you need to have a solid why if you want to be in business for real. And that why will provide you with direction to keep you in business. So think about what we're saying. Again, I'm not going to hold you for too long. Each one of these talks I've purposely designed to be like 30 minutes or less, right? I don't want to overtalk it. Just trying to give you enough so you get that good word either on your way to work or coming home from work. That's pretty much it, y'all. So I will tell you this. Thank you for watching. And if you like our content, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. And remember, where are you right now? You're in Peace Corner. And if you are in Peace Corner, that means you're part of Peace Revolution, our digital revolution, right? At Peace Corner 433 is YouTube's #1 business education channel that teaches all business owners, entrepreneurs, and people who have a business opportunity how to utilize digital marketing within their business and how to utilize digital advertisement within their business. This is what we do. We make this channel for y'all. Thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you the next time. 2 and 2. I will be right back at you. Be blessed.